Oh, now we're.
Actually, yes.
Really? I am for anything that you need. If you need it, I would be happy.
Hello. Hi. Very nice to meet you as well. Thank you.
For.
Did we go to the top of that? I can tell you my colleagues. Yeah,
Well,
great
good.
job.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. I have to put a sentence together after that flow, so I'm gonna. I appreciate all you guys. And the logo, is that? Okay, that's not.
She is also.
They're asking questions about us training in so many 1980s. This is not great.
Yeah, it's cold because we're, like.
So, starting around last year, we actually saw an increase of the adolescents between 12 and 18-year-olds. These must have got out this year. And because of that, we've actually been working with each high school district. I talked about we have.
Right.
With the increase now of how many kids.
Hey, Doug?
Yeah.
I had to create a new link. And that's on the care setting, so I just sent it to you.
I've heard it story.
That's true.
Absolutely.
This is a.
But they also call them from now they're targeting more than 11 of us.
And I've got to tell my computer when I go to our website. Let's,
You're right. Absolutely.
So one thing I found is when I see the coverage, it's always a little too medium shot.
We're having wide, so you can see that.
Oh, yeah, right.
this doesn't have to be in the shot, but.
That's in the wide shot from over here. So that's-
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
I did. I started leadership. I was actually on the field days in Midwestern University. I was about to do one.
Horses. An echo. You run down to the derby and start echoing horses. It was an experience. You rainbow. She's all like.
Hi, excuse me, so, members of the media are gonna be starting coming up here in just a moment. Let's go to the superintendent.
Nice. Yes. Okay.
You're welcome to come in, or if you'd rather stay here, that's fine. There's no media are gonna be. If they go to aced.gov, click on the YouTube icon, it'll come, they'll go to our YouTube page and it'll show up.
Pretty small. How are you, buddy? Is that gold box or?
Yeah, we do. Oh, good news, we have a malt box right there. And, in the wall, and there's one right there too. Not for a lot of level. And
Mic level.
Mic level.
All right, how we decided to do it. Oh, good. Honest, this is a better program than there. The actual thing. Counterfeit fentanyl, we want the real stuff. Here's out of space stuff. They're all the same. No, Ed,
Yes, sir.
they're all backwards. What's up?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
All backwards contract, put it in. You got to turn around? Sorry, dude. I didn't bring
Specialist for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Things are backwards.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Put them back.
Yeah,
Oh, is that true over here too?
Yeah. They all need turnarounds.
All right, well, conversation with the contractor.
Yeah.
Lowest bid.
Going cheap. At this size.
Hey, that'll work.
Okay.
Mr. Prepared.
Come on the stage.
You don't have a choice, do you? Sorry. You got enough mic cable, Garrett?
Yeah.
Tape too.
No, my son. Okay. I was just thinking, sure. Okay, if I move you.
Yep, whatever you need. That Velcro, that's-
Yeah, that's right.
They want the proper malt box.
There, if it's-
Oh, I think broke. I'm the lowest bidder. Dang it. Oops, sorry. I gotta take this.
Yeah, no, it's for all the media to plug in, so the contractor put.
Oh, God, QC.
acronym. You couldn't help yourself.
Mic check, test, 1, 2, 1, 2. Checking the mic, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, mic check, 1, 2. Hello, everybody. Need a white balance? Check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, test, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, test, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, mic check, 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 check. Awesome. Because you're straight on. Because you're straight on. Shoot at an angle, dude.
No, it's all glared out.
Is it? Hang on.
Just on the.
It's on the background.
It's okay, don't worry.
Signs off the time warranty. We don't like to say that. Board outreach, long speeches, no grand gestures.
On this one, I'll be short, but I can't be something fairly done. Sorry. Well,
Can you give us the good side, Admiral?
next time I will, we're gonna demonstrate it. Next time I will be as controversial as possible.
We're all here instead of going to any, so.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right, everybody set to go? Thanks for being here. We appreciate your interest in this incredibly serious subject, and I will introduce Superintendent Tom Horn.
Again, thank you all for being here and those watching on live stream. Arizona is facing an opioid overdose epidemic, claiming an average of 5 people die every day. In 2023, our state recorded more than 1,800 confirmed opioid-related deaths and thousands more non-fatal overdoses. As a border state through which illicit fentanyl is trafficked, Arizona youth are particularly vulnerable to the frontline effects of this battle. This is a big problem of us being a border state. Half of the fentanyl in the country comes through Arizona, and that's what happens when you're a border state. A terrible thing like fentanyl is coming across the border. Today, we are announcing that a school training overdose preparedness and intelligence task force is being formed. The acronym is called STOP IT. And you can see here in our board, School Training Overdose Preparedness and Intelligence Task Force, or STOP IT. This will include representatives from schools, healthcare, law enforcement, and other interested stakeholders. Its meetings will be open to the public and to the press, as was true with our school safety task force. Among the first organizations to lend their support are Terrace Health and the Mayo Clinic, who are with us here this morning. I also want to thank the Sold Out Youth Foundation, a nonprofit organization that provides to schools at no cost interactive online materials, warning of the dangers of illegal drugs, quality fentanyl education curriculum, and an online platform promoting health and fitness education. And we intend to make all these materials available to the students in the schools before school's let out. So we're going to act very quickly so that they'll have the materials over the summer and know what to avoid. Sold Out Foundation is a valuable partner in our effort. Naloxone or Narcan is a life-saving medication that quickly and temporarily reverses an overdose with virtually no side effects. This allows time for the overdosing person to be transported to a hospital so he or she can get the care they need to recover. Arizona laws require schools to have policies and procedures regarding emergency administration of naloxone. Our task force, ATR News, is the tape. You need more tape. Our task force will help the schools with that statutory requirement. Sadly, overdoses are a reality for school-age children throughout Arizona. Fentanyl can kill students within minutes of an overdose. It is vitally important that all schools have Narcan available to help save student lives if it should happen on campus, and it's affordable. The retail price is $45 for two doses. With the establishment of the Stop It Task Force, we will work to get Narcan into the schools and assist training for use. I'm also endorsing the work of the Sold Out Youth Foundation, which has excellent resources to address this ongoing crisis, and the educational efforts are as important as the Narcan in the schools effort because of the number of students who have died at home from overdose. I'm going to ask, first of all, Mike Kurtenbach to come up. He's our Director of School Safety. And then I will have, after him, Geyer, and maybe where's our KT person? Maybe do you have some more tape, maybe, because it keeps falling over. Huh? Because I gesticulate so much, Howie. Thanks. Okay, so let's start with Mike Kurtenbach.
Thank you, Superintendent Horn. As the superintendent said, my name is Mike Kernbach. Prior to being appointed as the Director of School Safety by the superintendent, Phoenix Police Department, various capacities. As a Phoenix police officer, I saw the effects of fentanyl firsthand. I was part of a team that ensured that all Phoenix police officers carried Narcan with them, so they, as first responders, reduced the loss of life in our communities. Phoenix police officer exposed to the drug and saw the power of Narcan bringing an officer back. In this role today, it is critically important to ensure that those that are most vulnerable in our community affected by this drug lose their life unnecessarily. When I was introduced to Dr. Mayo, I already have a profound partnership with Terra Health. It just made sense to, under the auspices of Superintendent Horn, bring these partners together along with the foundation to first off increase awareness, and then if exposure to ensure that we have the requisite drugs on people to address it. So I'm very grateful to Superintendent Holmes for seeing the value in this partnership, for affording us the opportunity to lead this effort. And with that, Superintendent, I hire from.
Thank you so much, Superintendent Horn. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Thank you for the chance to start this task force. As a mom, as an addiction medicine specialist, and hospital internal medicine professional at Mayo Clinic, I have seen the toxicities of these drugs firsthand. I have resuscitated people that are dying from fentanyl, and the numbers are growing. We recognize that roughly 80 kids lost their lives to drug toxicities just in the last few years. These are our children, and they're happening in small ages, even juvenile, under high school age. And so there is a tremendous need to get education in school systems. We are privileged to partner with field disciplines and expertise across our state to bring to be a compassionate and comprehensive, well-educated, well-versed subcommittee that's going to address these topics. Between making sure that our students have access to smartphone and in a quick and easy basis to make sure that they're trained on the toxicity and how these drugs differ from standard opioids that are provided pharmacologically through a provider or a practitioner, as well as training the staff members that need to ensure that these are available throughout the school systems and make sure the schools have the policies, the procedures, the manuals ready to go. On top of that, we want to make sure that the supply chain is secured so that when these naloxone supplies are replenished, they're quickly accessed at a cost affordable opportunity. So we're so pleased to be partnering with these many partners that I believe are going to bring solutions to our school systems, and appreciate all of the Department of Education support to do so.
Thank you, Dr. Carr. I want to thank the Sold Out Youth Foundation for their help, which is crucial. Their CEO, Roman Gabriel, I want to thank him from North Carolina, so he's not able to be here. Final speaker before we take questions that you can ask of anybody is David Shad. Now, I do want to thank Dr. Karen Hoffman-Tepper, who's the CEO of Materials Health. She's unable to be here, but she's very supportive of these efforts. And Dave Shad will speak, also will demonstrate the use of
Good morning. My name is Dave Shad, and I'm an emergency management specialist at Taros Health. Today is a milestone day for our Arizona and our state's youth. At Taros Health, we are proud to join Superintendent Tom Horn, the Arizona Department of Education schools, health partners like Mayo Clinic, and stakeholders in launching the School Training Opioid Preparedness and Intelligent Task Force, or STOP IT. This will help curb the growing number of fentanyl overdoses in our state. Prescription opioids like oxycodone, morphine, Vicodin, and illegal opioids like counterfeit pills with fentanyl are additives and deadly. Taros Health has been on the front line of this crisis since it began back in 2017. And we know that far too many young people have been affected by the harmful effects of this substance. Thankfully, there is a life-saving medication called Narcan that can help reverse an opioid overdose from heroin, fentanyl, and prescription opioid medications in minutes. Taros Health has been training people of all ages and from all walks of life in dispensing Narcan. To date, we have conducted over 10,000 training sessions, including of hundreds of students and teachers. We believe everyone should have this access and be able to be trained in the use of Narcan. We must think of it in the same way we think of CPR, as a tool that can be saving lives. With that in mind, we look forward to working with our partners to make Narcan available to every school and every community through. Thank you.
Thank you, and I think you're going to demonstrate.
Chief should be the victim.
Not me. Narcan nasal in a bottle like this. This life-saving device helps individuals. When you administer it, it can reverse the effects in possibly 15 seconds. The box has 2 doses because statistically you need 2 doses. To use Narcan, you take the one out of the container, you put 2 fingertips on the top, one on the plunger, up the nose until your fingertips touch the top of the nose. You push the plunger up. It's very important to hold it into place for 5 to 10 seconds so all the medication goes inside. This would be 1 dose, 4 milligrams. When you're done, you dispose of it in a trash can, biohazard can. Second dose will be needed 2 to 5 minutes. I always recommend going to the opposite nostril. Thank you.
Thank you. So I guess now we're happy to take any questions anybody has.
Or better understand. What is the timeline in terms of distribution of Narcan in schools? Is the goal to get that, one in every classroom available at nurse's office? What does that?
Yeah, those. First of all, the task force will be formed immediately, and some of the things that need to be done immediately we'll try to get done by the end of May. But the other questions you asked are questions that will be answered by the task force. whether you should keep it in every classroom. Somewhat expensive. But the task force will deal with those problems, and their they will be open to the public, to the press, and we'll make that information available as soon as the task force arrives. Howie.
You and I have been around a while.
Yeah.
Seeing programs like DARE.
Since we've been around together since 1997, as I remember.
I'm not sure how old we'll talk about that. There have been various programs, and reduction, all the rest of that stuff. And the record on programs like DARE is they spend a lot of money, don't produce a lot of results. I've heard the joke that, the DARE program, hey, these are some drugs I should try. In the school saying that. What makes you believe this is going to be any more successful than DARE has been?
Well, I think the unique thing about fentanyl is that it kills, and it kills rapidly if in the case of an overdose. And in some cases, people don't know that they're taking fentanyl because it's mixed in with other things. That's one of the tragedies, is students who die without ever having made a decision to take fentanyl. And so we're going to, as I mentioned, we're going to get the literature out to the students, before they go home for the summer, and we're going to work as fast as we can with the task force to make decisions about how we distribute the Narcan to the schools, because it can save kids' lives.
But you point out that sometimes kids are not necessarily looking for fentanyl,
right?
Looking for something else.
Yeah.
Kids have been taking drugs how many generations now? So what about this program?
When I was a student, the worst thing that kids could do was chew gum.
Well, you are older than I am. But the fact is that how do you, it's nice to have the Narcan in the schools. But again, how do you convince kids who are looking for, whether it was alcohol from parents, going back, if you will, to the 50s and 60s, whatever, that they shouldn't take a drug? Again, the programs I have seen have not worked. It's like the old joke. We know about the war on drugs. Drug one. So again, how is this going to be different?
Well, with respect to the Narcan half of it, it's different in that it will actually save lives. It will make the Narcan available in the schools. So if a student has an overdose at school, they can be treated right away. With respect to the educational part, I've expressed my appreciation to the foundation that is making materials available. We will give materials to the students, and we'll do our best. The worst thing in the world would be to do nothing, and to be pessimistic and do nothing. We have to do everything we can because kids are dying, and when parents have a kid die, they never recover for the rest of their lives from that.
Do you know on how many students have overdosed in the past few years?
Yes, I do. For the data for 2021-22 is that at least 80 children under 18 were claimed to overdose. 7 of them died in middle school age, and 4 actually died in school. They could have been saved.
That's in Arizona.
That's Arizona.
Any advice to parents before they get to talk to their kids about getting drug use?
Well, yes, and that will all be developed by the task force that we're forming, but we will be communicating with students and with staff at the schools and with parents.
Is the department going to be providing money at $45 a dose? We have 2,000 school districts. Lord knows how. Is the department going to be providing the money for these Narcan doses?
We have 2,000 schools. We have about 200 districts. For these things cost, one of the things the task force will be working on is getting wholesale prices for them, or possibly for free, but certainly wholesale. So that'll probably be at least half So you're talking about $25 a dose. So the schools can afford that out of their M&O budgets, or the district can afford it, $25 or $50 per school minimum. And so that, I think that'll take care of it. If the legislature wants to appropriate money for it, that's up to them.
Is that employed in other states, the buying it wholesale, or will this be a first of its?
I don't know the answer to that. That's a good question. We'll check it. Again, the task force will check into that.
Do any of you other folks, in terms of prevention, and again, show my, former DP, police officer, whatever, what does work, to keep kids from experimenting? Maybe you want to take that on, because, like I say, my experience has been, and maybe it's not misspent youth in the 60s, I'll plead guilty to that, has been, a lot of it just doesn't work. It's, yeah, right. You want to take it on, come out to the mic.
I think the press has raised an absolutely excellent question, and we've asked it ourselves in the addiction field. When we look back at the DARE program, you're absolutely right. There were failures. In fact, in a number of states that employed it, use of drugs went up. And so that's a big concern. When we look back and say, what were the components of that DARE program that probably enhanced interest by our youth? It was that oftentimes we would profoundly review all of the potential benefits, right? You're going to get high, you're going to get a buzz, you're going to make more friends, you're going to be socially accepted, but it might make your breath smell bad, right? Or you might get in trouble. What we didn't emphasize were those toxicities. Some of you might have heard of the Montana Meth Project. It was one of the most successful anti-drug campaigns in methamphetamine in U.S. history because they went into the toxicities. They literally scared people. They said, it's not if, it's when these kind of problems happen to you. And I believe now that we'll be working with the DEA on this task force as well, their One Pill Can Kill campaign will be integrated into this, because recognizing that 7 out of 10 fentanyl pills on our streets have enough fentanyl to kill the average American adult, kids need to understand this is lethal, it is deadly. There is no role, no opportunity for experimentation in 2024.
Are you telling me, I realize, you turn on TV, you turn on the radio, you look at the internet, fentanyl pills. You seem to be suggesting the message hasn't gotten across. I mean, it's been everywhere.
I don't know if it's been in all the social circles necessary to reach this population. We've done a lot of internal research, and we've identified that when it comes to doctors or providers, as we're trying to reach Gen X and Z, they're not listening to us. They're going to social influencers. And so that might be part of this campaign, identifying groups or individuals that are in the bigger world that can relay this message, and probably much more impactful than me. So we'll be exploring that. A little more than that, but more to come.
I think Dr. Geyer gave excellent answers. You can see why we always have experts in our press conferences. Any other questions? If not, thank you all for coming.
Look for your website, Tom, your social,
All those things.